Welcome back, everyone. I am here with Nick Wise, founder of CZ Construction Management. We're right now in one of his projects, which is super cool. But thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and it's a new angle today. I actually didn't think this one completely through, and I didn't bring chairs. So we're inside of. You want to explain where we are right now?
Yeah, so we're in a construction site I'm doing over in Newton. It's a interior gut reno. We're doing exterior work, new siding. We're building a one-car garage off to the side of the house. We're in here filming in the cold.
Yeah, it's cold out right now. We don't really have a ton of power. But to break down, Nick has started his own general contracting company. Can you explain what a GC is, what that looks like to the audience?
Yeah, absolutely. So general contractors kind of wear a bunch of hats. We basically create the project. We come in from the start. We do the demo. We have all the subs working under us. So start off the demo, framing, bring our MEP subs in, drywall, all the finishes. So we basically jack of all trades, master of none. Basically control the construction site.
Yeah, and then leading up to this, because you're relatively young still, what was your background? How did you get into construction?
So I went to Wentworth Construction Management. It's a great program. From there, you do internships when you go there. So one summer I was a carpenter's apprentice. We basically framed and did finish work on houses in Gloucester and Rockport, Mass. And then going through school, I started working for a company. It's a co-op called Structure Tone, which they do like high-end, high-rise work. So we do tenant fit-out work. So you go into the idea lower for Google is you go to basically set up a site, you do a whole floor over. Or you do various projects too. I did a bunch of exterior work there and like big brick buildings. So that was kind of a good way to learn in a sense. It's almost like free education.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, but did you have construction in your family? Like, how did you decide to go to Wentworth?
So my grandfather was a developer and builder.
Got it.
I always heard stories of him talking about stuff. Other than that, I was never good at sitting at a desk in school. I always had to be moving around, so my parents kind of thought, hey, Wentworth, go there, learn about construction, do construction management. One of my uncles has a construction company. It's an owner's rep company. So I went and shadowed him one day, and I wasn't too excited about construction in a sense. I saw the site, it was cool, it was a big high-rise tower. I saw it, it was thinking, oh, maybe I want to work in an office, maybe not. I kind of followed the soup around all day. I thought it was cool, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I kind of went with the construction management. And then I really started getting into liking real estate. I got my real estate license when I was in college. I started kind of doing that. I started with rentals, and I went into doing some sales. So the whole time I was doing that, I was thinking, just really getting a residential contracting. Kind of became interesting to me.
What is this? What is that like, selling and renting apartments? Is that tough, or?
It's hard. It's a lot of work. So basically, like, I first got my license when I was a senior in college. I took the test twice. First time I didn't study enough. Second time I got the license.
Oh, let's go.
So you get the license, right? What do you do with the license? So I always had like a W-2 job. So it's basically, all right, I got this license now. I showed up at my brokerage. They trained me, and then you have no idea what to do. I had no idea what to do with paperwork. I had no idea how to find clients. They give you a bunch of videos. Watch these videos, figure it out. You watch the videos. I don't know, you reach out to people asking kind of for like referrals. I remember I got my license. I did a rental like a week later, and I was like pumped. And then I didn't do anything for like 6 months after. So I got out of school. I kind of started listening to a lot of podcasts and like real estate brokerage, and then I found I sold the house to a friend, and then I started doing a lot more rentals.
Okay.
And then I slowly got into sales. So like the big thing with the real estate license, I really wanted to learn about like business. Like it's really creating your own business. You're under a broker, but how do you get work? How do you make money with it? There's really not a lot of, I guess, like instructions with it. So like, I was a little different than most realtors because I had a full-time job and I was in school full-time when I first got the license. So I didn't do any of the training.
Yeah.
I skipped all that. So like, I remember the first like house I sold, or condo, running around like, what paperwork do I need to do? The other agent was getting like pissed at me the whole time. It was like a little hostile, honestly, but I got through that one, and then I joined a real estate team. I worked under broker Eric, and he taught me some stuff. And I did that for 3 years, and I joined Choose Boston, which is more of a It's a smaller brokerage. It's interesting because there's different people who work in the brokerage. So the broker Mark, he's a developer, and then there's it seems like everyone else has some sort of business. There's another general contractor who is in the brokerage. There's a staging company. There's an architect. So it's all kind of different people in the brokerage. So it's interesting.
And two questions there. First one is the reason why a lot of these individuals who have, like, they're an architect and now they're in brokerage, is it due to money? Or is it due to trying to create business for their other thing?
So a lot of people I find like get the real estate license and do it for a little while, and then they end up doing something else in the real estate industry.
Okay.
Some of the people want it, like say they're a developer, it makes sense to have the license.
Got it.
So it's a whole mix. A lot of these people, like a lot of realtors, become developers in a sense because they find stuff off market, they know the industry well. So it all kind of it's all related in the real estate industry.
That's so true.
Like I walk a house with the construction like knowledge, I know exactly what I'm looking at. We say I could almost do what a home inspector does.
Got it.
So they all kind of connect in a sense. It's good too, like being a team like that, because we kind of bounce questions off each other.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. I don't really do too much real estate brokerage anymore. I'm selling a house for a friend. That was the first sale I've done, like probably 6-8 months.
Okay.
So I kind of do what I want with it. I do it sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm honestly too busy to really do it full time.
Yeah.
But it's been a really good learning experience. I wouldn't have been able to start this business without it.
That sounds like it. And when you said you're walking through a house and you said you could pretty much be a home inspector, what does that mean? Like, what are you looking at?
So, like, say for instance, I showed a multifamily. You walk in the basement. I could have put my fingers to the floor joist so it rotted. Or like you look at an electrical panel and you say like this is a Pacific electrical panel. You can't even use these anymore. They're all an insurance nightmare. They were having fires and stuff.
Okay.
So you kind of see stuff like you can look at the side and you be like, all right, that's rotted there. You go in the bathroom and say, oh, like your toilet's leaking and you're missing like the tile's going to be leaking. It's missing grout and stuff. So you kind of, it's all relative. You kind of look around and see what's wrong with it.
Yeah. So then when you're looking, you're like, hey, this actually needs $200,000 worth of capital improvements. Then could you use that as a negotiation factor with the seller?
So like typically like negotiating, right? Like yeah, you could. A lot of times you need a home inspection to negotiate.
Okay.
So like say a home inspector goes in and looks at something, I can tell them how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
This house I'm selling, they had skylights that were leaking. I said, all right, well it's going to cost X amount to fix this. Can you give a credit?
Yeah.
So it works well with stuff like that.
Okay. What are your thoughts? Because I've heard with the housing market being so competitive that a lot of home buyers are skipping the inspection part. Do you advocate that, or like, what are your thoughts on
So
that?
now there's a rule in Mass. I don't know the extent of the rule, but I'm pretty sure you're entitled to a home inspection unless
Okay.
you waive it. Like there's a whole document now.
Yeah.
Previously, like I've had clients that don't care about inspection. They plan to do renovations, or I don't know, they might work in the industry. They know a little bit about it. So like if I walk through and say, hey, I think this place is fine, don't inspection. I think inspection is good from a point of view, kind of learn how the house works. Like the first condo I bought, basically did the inspection. I already knew the chimney was collapsed, so it wasn't a huge deal, but like I learned more about the unit. I found there was a wire on the sink that was live I didn't know about, that was just like capped, like stuff like that. You kind of learn about the building a little more, how it all works.
Dude, that's so fascinating. And how the heck were you balancing both a full-time job, that, and then everything else with life?
So first with the real estate stuff, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
I was working 6 to 2, so I got up 3:45 in the morning. I headed to work at 4:30. I was living in Rockport at the time. It's like an hour from the city.
Yeah.
Started work at 6. You get there a little early, get the site rolling. And then I get out at like 2 o'clock. So then I had I was part of a brokerage in Brookline, Coldwell Banker Brookline.
Okay.
After work, I basically go to the brokerage at work, do showings around the city, and I go home, I don't know, after traffic, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I do it all over again.
Grinder.
Yeah, so some days were easier than others. It really depend. Working like high-rise construction, I worked a lot of nights too, so like a period of time I'd be like doing like nights for a month, so I had all day. There's really nothing to do all day.
Got it.
Sleep and go to the gym, it's not much.
So I'm assuming you like to work.
I like to work. I like, it's fun for me, especially doing my own thing, like the general contractor business I had fun with.
Yeah.
Real estate was fun. It's tough because it's not guaranteed money, so it's a lot of free work essentially. So it's great when you like get a commission or something, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's easy.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
construction's a lot more fun.
Yeah. You don't get that consistent paycheck where it's. So then this is kind of an off-topic question. What are your, because I see this a lot with people in our generation. Everyone's trying to go this entrepreneur route. Like, they look at the corporate America like as an evil 9 to 5. What is your take on that? Is corporate America as bad as people say?
I don't think it's a bad gig. So like, if you want to go to work, I mean, you say you go to work from 9 to 5, that's your working time.
Yeah.
I'm always working. I'm always getting phone calls. I worked this morning for 4 hours. Worked yesterday morning.
Yeah.
There's no escaping when you have your own business. A lot of people think it's easy. Oh, I'm not gonna have a boss when I have my own business. I have 10 bosses right now. It's all clients, so it's not as easy as people think. It's a great way, kind of, if you have fun working for yourself, or it's more money in the long run. It's good. It's a lot more risky, and it's a lot more headaches. I don't work 40 hours a week. I work 5 to 5 every day.
Yeah.
I work a lot of weekends. I'm working tomorrow. It's a holiday.
Yeah.
It's good and bad. Like, it's not a bad gig if you have like a good job doing something, you enjoy it. Like, it's not for everyone having your own business, but if it's something you're interested in, you want to go for it. It's not a bad way to do it either.
And what happens if you want to go on vacation? Does your business kind of cease, or are you working on vacation?
So going on vacation is a little bit of a nightmare for me. So I quit my job I was working at in May. So I started CZ Construction Management 2024. I worked a year and a half basically at another company. I was working a lot of nights, so I was able to kind of get rolling with it. So I went on a couple of vacations here and there. I wasn't really that busy. So I ended up leaving in May. I got really, really busy. And so I basically went on a 2-week vacation in Italy. And it was like hell during the week. Like, my phone's ringing every 5 minutes. It's like the time change is tough. So you don't really get a vacation. Like, especially now, I'll probably take a vacation the next 2 months, but I'm only going to do Thursday to like Sunday night, because you're only really missing 2 days. It's not that bad. But if you're not there all week, I mean, the job sites have to run. They can't stop. So you got to be answering questions and stuff.
That's the reality of it. So, no, that's really insightful. And all right, let's go back a little bit. So you come out of Wentworth, and do you go right to Structure Tone right out of school?
Yeah, so I went right to Structure Tone. So they're a general contractor. I worked for them 4 years, so I was full-time there. And even the construction industry, when we work for a company, you're not working 40 hours a week, you're working a lot more. Like, I had times I was working 6 to 6, 6 to 4. I had a lot of every month I was probably working 2 or 3 Saturdays.
So is that common to work Saturdays?
Very common.
Why is that? Just to hit the timelines?
Yeah, so commercially you have tight timelines. I mean, you have leases you need to make. So you have times the tenants need to get into the building by. Sometimes the client will say, hey, I'll pay for you guys to work every Saturday and Sunday, so you're working 7 days a week to get the project done. So it's very common.
Wow. And then, that's crazy. So, the timelines are tight. And what was your exact role at this company?
So I was a superintendent.
And what does that entail?
So it's basically you run the job site. So you have a team that runs the project, right? So you have your project manager. He's basically in the office. He comes on site once in a while. He's doing all the paperwork, the financials. He's dealing with like material, like selections, like basically your material, like basically all the materials on site. He's dealing with like all the not really the schedule, but he's dealing with the client in the schedule.
Okay.
All the procurement items. So he's basically controlling it from like looking into the construction site. Super's role, you're on the site, you're working in the site, you're basically doing all the scheduling, you're dealing with change orders, you're dealing with RFIs, which is basically a request for information. Say like something's different on the site that your architect spec'd out. You're sending them like an RFI saying, hey, like, we can't put this finkel unit here, we need to move it 6 inches to the right, is that acceptable? Or please give more dimensions on this detail, we don't understand it. Stuff like that.
Okay.
So you're busy all day. I go to work at, 5:45, 6, I run around till 12 o'clock, and then after 12 till 2 I do paperwork. So you're on your, like, basically running around your feet all day.
Yeah.
You don't want to be caught sitting in your chair all day.
And what's that? That's the other question I have. Is coming out of Wentworth as relatively green. I mean, you had a lot of experience, but there's probably some of the tradespeople on the job are a lot more experienced than you. What's that dynamic like?
So that's interesting. So I remember when I first started, I mean, I don't know, you're always fighting with the subs a little bit. So you try to get along with them, like they've been in the industry a lot longer than I have. So you kind of bounce stuff off them a lot. So I always like to learn. I always ask a lot of questions. I mean, you might get a little annoyed I'd ask so many questions. So you're kind of like working with them. Then you get like some guy who's miserable. You get like arguments with him. I had a guy tell me one time his boots have been in construction longer than I had. So it's it really depends who you're working with. You get in fights with people sometimes, arguments. Like it's what you're dealing with. It's the construction site. I remember when I first started. The boss of the company I worked at, he told me construction's basically like a playground. It's like you got your bullies, you get some guys that are nice, and you have like people who are just off doing their own thing. So it's kind of how it's like.
Yeah.
You always you find people that you can kind of hang out with almost, and then you have other guys you don't like so much. It's just kind of life.
I like that comparison because you probably just have so many different characters. And
It's like nothing you'll ever see. Like working in an office, it's nothing similar. It's just like some guys are cool, some guys are not cool at all.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
And that's just the way it is, and you guys are all there just trying to get a project done.
Yeah, exactly. They typically don't like the super on site. I mean, it depends who the super is and who the trades are.
Yeah.
Usually you're the bad guy. You gotta tell the guys, oh, you did this wrong, or we're not paying you for this. We told you not to do this. Stuff like that. So it's kind of it's a tough job.
So how do you go into conversations like that? Let's say there's somebody on the site who's been giving you a real hard time. This individual messes up. Are you just telling it straight to his face? Or?
No, I just tell him straight to his face. I mean, I'm pretty straightforward. I mean, I've called the office and said I don't want this guy here anymore. He's not doing what we're asking him to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've kicked people off sites before. You just gotta be upfront with people. Like, I don't try to like. Some people play games or they act like they know. Like, if I don't know something or I have a question, I'll just ask you. I say, explain to me like I'm like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, what does this like entail? Like, I'll have RFIs I don't understand. I'll sit down with the subs, and a lot of them are cool and teach you stuff. Like, I'll sit down with the drawing and say, I don't understand what this does. Can you explain this to me? Then I'll have like an RFI finish. I'll be like, hey, you want to review this with me before I send it to the engineer so we can go over it? Like, you want to be like a team player kind of thing. So
rather than just barking orders all over the place.
Yeah,
collaborative.
I'm there to make their job easier. It's like the way I look at it.
Got it.
So you're there to make sure the job stays on schedule, but you want them to have it easy too.
That makes sense. Do you have any memorable projects that you worked on at Structure Zone?
I did a lot of cool projects. So one project that was cool is we did Structure Zone does a lot of Verizon work. So it's like holds all the all like the telephone wire, like all the communication stuff.
Okay.
So I was working down in Lawrence on this building. It was 7 floors. Each floor was 20 feet, like so 20 foot tall, like from floor to floor.
Okay.
So essentially, we had scaffolding going up to the top of that building. So it was 140 feet of scaffolding, huge with nets on the side. So we were doing a lot of repointing and replacing brickwork.
Okay.
That was a cool project because it's all day going up and down the scaffold, checking stuff, taking pictures of what they're doing, documenting.
Wow.
That was a cool project. The last project I was on was a Lego headquarters.
Okay.
That was a cool project. So I was doing the flooring there. And we had all these radius rooms, so those are pretty hard to build. A lot of measurements.
What's a radius room?
It's just a round room.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of radiuses. You're working with like a lot of numbers.
Okay.
It wasn't my honestly, it wasn't my favorite thing to do. It was kind of a pain trying to order material and stuff for it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to do all the measurements, but that was a cool project. A lot of the projects are cool in a sense. They're all kind of similar after a while. It's just like doing one after the other.
Yeah.
So it's they're all somewhat similar.
Yeah, but it's so cool how you're legit creating reality for a lot of people, like the Legos headquarters. Everything is just you guys come in and you make it a reality.
Yeah, exactly. So you basically get a blank space, you demo their old space, you go through. Residential is a little different. I like residential better because it's more something I like more than building like office space.
Yeah.
Like you do office space, you're never going to see it again. Say like you build a house, like I can drive by this and be like, oh, I remember when I renovated that. Or,
Yeah.
it's like kind of cool.
And it's somebody's home now too, where
Yeah, exactly.
like a home is such a core part to people's lives.
Yeah, it's more special. You're building basically housing versus an office that may or may have not have people in it.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's,
crazy. And then what's it like? Because something that's always fascinating to me, because I've never worked in the like the 6 to 2 type industry. What is that like in terms of? Because my first question is, a lot of sporting events happen at night. I'm a big sports watcher. Are you not able to watch those? You kind of just get used to it.
So like sometimes like I don't know, like say the Pats are playing like the game they're playing today against the Texans, like if it's at 8 o'clock, I'd probably stay and watch the whole game.
Yeah.
Typically I do like I don't know, go to halftime or something, go to bed. You get up early.
Yeah.
Now I have a little bit more flexibility when I want to get up. Like tomorrow I'll still get up at 5. I mean the game's early.
Yeah.
If I was watching the whole game, I might get up at like 5:30 or so. I try to watch it. A lot of the guys watching are tired all day. I mean, it's hard not to.
I know. because everyone's watching it, and then it's like you want to be a fan, but then you got to wake up real early. And then how does that work too with working overnights? Do a lot of people do double shifts, or you just overnight that week? And
so you're really not supposed to do double shifts. They don't want to see that. It can be dangerous. Say the electrician worked 6 to 2, now he's coming to my job site at 8 p.m. So he's tired, he's going up and down ladders. I mean, it's easy to make a mistake doing that.
Yeah.
So they don't really want people to. I mean, a lot of times people do double shifts. A lot of the guys like it because they get more money.
Yeah.
So like maybe they come in and bang out like 4 hours of work, and all they have that night, and then they go home. But like a lot of times, if you're on like a shift for like I did like 6 months of nights in a row, same crews coming in, same guys. They won't work in days, so it's fine.
Well, when you're working nights for 6 months, is that really weird?
Yeah, it's schedule. It's the worst.
So
say depends on the shift. Like I did the do like sometimes like the union does like 10 p.m. till like 5 a.m. So you do like the union does 7 for 8, so they do 7 hours instead of 8.
Okay.
That's like the worst shift ever. You show up at 10, you basically work all night. No one's up, so it's like the graveyard shift. It's just like you go home and sleep.
Yeah.
It's like I go home and sleep till like, I don't know, 11, 12 in the day, and then get up and you're up for the day. I always try to structure my shifts to do like 8 to like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Because then you're like home by like 3 o'clock, sleep till like 9 o'clock, you got your sleep in, now you have all day.
Yeah.
But like I did a lot of shifts that were like 6 to 1. Those weren't that bad. They were doable.
Wait, 6
p.m.
to 1 a.m.?
The only thing is then you're not home for dinner.
Yeah.
You're not around a lot. And those shifts go Monday to Friday, so the 10 to 5 go Sunday night because you're really working on Monday to Thursday night.
Yeah.
So then you have like, you get Friday and Saturday, you're back to work Sunday.
Yeah.
Those shifts are like terrible to work though, it's tough.
That sounds like it. And then this is a really niche question. When you're working like a 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., how do you find parking in Saudi?
So a lot of times you don't. So like, I was lucky. A lot of that time I was living in Rockport, and then a lot of the other times I was Ubering into work or taking the train.
Okay.
I did a shift a couple years ago, and it was in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It started at 6, so I drive out of Boston in rush hour.
Yeah.
I get there, I turn around, drive back to Selfie. No parking whatsoever. So like a lot of times, I lived on a one-way road. I just pull my truck up on the side of the sidewalk. I pull way off the road.
Yeah.
Just leave it over there, get up early in the morning, move it.
Yeah.
Never any issues.
That's a good point. And the other thing that's just very common to construction, especially the GC front, is there's a lot of travel. Like once you're done on a project, you're on to the next one. What's that like? Do you enjoy having to bounce around, or would you rather have like a set location?
So I liked it because like I always thought like, if I'm in some place for like 3-4 months, it gets a little boring. You get like a little bit of a routine. So like I always liked the sense like working different buildings. You get to know a new building. It's new people you're dealing with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, your next project might be at night, so like you might have like a great like 6 to 2 shift, which is like the best. And then you go to like, I don't know, 10 to 5. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like juggling routines. Like your sleep schedule gets like messed up. Like I've had jobs that I'm on nights for 2 weeks, days for a week. Nights for 3 days, days for like the rest of the week, 2 days. So it's like it can be tough.
Wow. And then so you're at Structure Tone. When did the idea of CZ Construction Management first originate?
So I always had the idea. I just never knew how to do it. So
Okay.
I was always thinking about it. I joined a networking group called Build Boston, which has been great. Met some other people, like other GCs in the group. A couple other people my age that were doing it. Bounced a lot of questions off people, like, oh, how are you doing it? And I just decided, like, I might as well just try to do this, so I kind of said I'll start January 1st, 2024. I worked 6 months just, like, building the business without any work, and then I started getting work from there.
And how were you building the business without any work? Like, what were you doing?
Working on the marketing, the systems, it was all kind of, wasn't useless in a sense. Like I used a lot of the stuff, but a lot of it was prospecting, reaching out to people, trying to find work.
Got it.
It's hard when you start a business, how do you find a client?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it's you don't know the people. So I got my first job from a client I was started doing some work for. I already knew, and then he referred me another person. I got like a job, and they start. You get one, you get two, and it starts kind of you get referrals. It starts kind of snowballing a little bit.
Yeah.
So kind of a lot of looking on Facebook or like next door, like stuff like that, looking for work.
Yeah. And then, so you're building this business, you're working at Structure Tone. at what point, like, did you set a goal, like, hey, once I reach a certain threshold, then I'm gonna leave Structure Tone and go all into my business? What did that look like?
So not really. So I was always doing it, and I always like knew eventually I would. So I didn't really have a timeline. I was kind of like, I worked like 2024. I did like 10 months of nights. So like I was doing all nights. I had nothing to do all day, so I was just working my business kind of.
Yeah.
I started kind of getting busy, and I kind of had the feeling I'd have more opportunity if I left. I really liked working Structure Tone. It's a great group of guys. It was a good place to work. They're great to work for. It was cool projects. The people that worked there were great.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. So it was hard to leave, but I started like ramping up. I got a few projects, and I was just like, oh, I'll do them. It won't be a problem. But I'm working all day. My phone's just blowing up. So I started the project. So my phone's ringing all day. And I'm like, you feel bad answering it. Like, I don't want to take away from their business. Working mine. So it was hard. I gave it some thought, and I just said, hey, might as well just jump into this. Like, what's the worst case? Like, they told me I could have my job back, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's just like, let's go back to that. So I was kind of a little split between it. It was a little like sad to leave, but I was definitely excited to start fully working this business.
Wow. And then when did you officially leave Structure Tone?
Back in May.
Back in May. So it's been what?
8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
And how's the past 8 months been?
It's been really good. I mean, I've ramped up quite a bit. I'm a lot more busy than I was back when I left. I did quite a few projects. I had a lot of projects. I had like 4 projects I was running when I left, and I've done quite a few since then. I really, it was really weird kind of coming into working in your own business because like you had like routine before.
Yeah.
So like I remember I left Structure Tone. I went to Italy, and then I came back. And it was like a Monday, and I was starting like full time in the business. And I was playing like huge like catch up when I got back. I'd run all over the place for a week, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta come up with some systems like when I'm gonna be working.
Yeah.
So I kind of started figuring out. It's all just kind of trying stuff. Like I figured out my routine works good if I get up, start working at 5. I do all computer stuff from 5 to 7. Hit the job sites 7 to 11, 7 to 12. Back on my computer to do the rest of the day on the computer, all my work. So it's kind of like juggling how it best fits in your routine.
Yeah.
I haven't found anything that's really like great. I'm always changing it.
Yeah.
The big thing is now like my calendar. Before I like didn't have a calendar stuff, so now I have like 5:30 accounting work, 6 a.m. like reach out to subs, push projects, like 7 a.m. hit this job, 8 a.m. So like I'm on a structured schedule, so that helps quite a bit.
And is that calendar like a physical calendar or just like?
No, it's right on my Google Calendars on my phone.
Wow.
It's on the computer, so I say like I gotta do this now. It's like a task basically.
Yeah.
Basically like tasks. Do this now. Do this now. I have like a to-do list. I go through it.
That's sick. And that is like right now you're just building the system, which is key. And how do you stay disciplined? Because I feel like a lot of people sometimes would get distracted. Like no one's there to keep you accountable other than yourself and the projects and the clients.
So I have to stay on target. Or like I'll be working forever. So like essentially like I get a little frustrated sometimes. Like oh I didn't get enough done today, or I got busy, or I did run to this side of the loss. So like I'm always like thinking like get more and more and more done. So I don't really have like that problem. I always know what I have to do.
Yeah.
Big thing is just like having that like organizational like to-do list. Like this is what I need to get done because the projects will get behind.
Yeah.
So it's really you kind of can't in a sense like I'm already working 5 to 5. I don't want to be working 5 to 7.
That's
like
crazy.
swing around all day.
Dude, you're a beast. And so like right now, how many projects do you have going on? And what are these projects exactly? Like
So-
we're standing in one right now, but
Yeah, so this is a gut rental. So a lot of projects I've done are. So I've done like the smallest projects. I'll do a remodel. So go into a kitchen or bathroom for someone.
okay.
I like doing those to a point. I don't like someone calls me in and says, I have a price of this from 2 other contracts, $30,000. Can you make it beat their price? I can't spend my time doing that.
Yeah.
I've done that game. So like I I want someone who wants to work with me. I want to basically go through a pre-construction process. I want to spend my time organizing the process. So these bigger projects are good because there's a lot more that goes into them.
Yeah.
So like I have no problem doing a bathroom or like a basement remodel or a kitchen for someone if they're willing to like work with me and like how to set up the project and like money's not really an issue. Like
Yeah.
if someone doesn't have the budget for the project, I can't do it. These projects are good because no one lives here. Come into like a gut rental. It's your site. There's no one here. So I'm doing gut rentals, remodels, and I'm starting to do new construction. So I have a project down the road I'm doing. new construction. I have another one on the other side, new
What is new construction? You're building it
building a single family
from the ground up.
from the ground up.
Like digging out the foundation.
Yeah, we took down the existing building. Now we just finished excavation. We're doing our forms on Wednesday. Basically forming up, pour the forms for the footings, and build the house up from there.
So that if you do a project that you've never done before and you run into something that you don't know how to solve, who are you going to for the answer?
This client is pretty good. They've done a lot of projects. I can bounce stuff off of them. I have some other people I can ask, other builders I know. A lot of it's kind of, it's all relative. A lot of it's similar in a sense. Like, when I was a carpenter's apprentice, we did new construction, so I saw the whole process. There's plenty of stuff I don't know. I asked ChatGPT all sorts of stuff. I mean, that's great. I mean, you can't trust it to it. Like, point. You can do research online.
Yeah.
You don't understand anything. Like, there's always someone you can ask. It's just, I always, like, so you have the plans. It's like building a Lego set. It's all there. You just gotta know how to, like, understand it.
Got it. Wow, that's crazy. And then for this first 8 months, or I guess since you started CZ, but more so recently, are there any obstacles that have been presented to you that you weren't, like, you couldn't imagine?
I've had plenty of obstacles. It's, I've had clients that, like, you know, you set up the job, you didn't set up the job properly. It's my fault in a sense. It can be the client's fault a little bit. Like say, I had a project that I beat down the price on, like, quite a bit to, like, help the client out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of my fault because, like, I should have spec'd exactly what materials they wanted, like what they were doing. So a lot of, like, scope items, like, you know, a lot of, like, issues I was taking on my own to fix, essentially, that I really should have been charging for, so I, like, lost some money.
Yeah.
So it can be like it's juggling a lot, right? You want to, like, find your process and stick to it. So, like, I kind of jumped at stuff because I wanted the job. I didn't have my process set up. The projects all came out great.
Yeah.
But they weren't as smooth as they could have been. Now I have a great process. Everything's super smooth. So it's kind of working through all the new business stuff. You got to kind of have your systems and know what you're doing.
Wow. And then in terms of, like, the procurement of materials, are you buying all the materials? Like, how does that work? Do you have a guy that does that?
What we do when we start the construction is pre-construction. So we look at the project, we measure everything. So, like, say, like, we'll use, like, something super simple, like a bathroom.
Yeah.
I go into the bathroom, we look at the layout. Now I have, like, a guy who does drawings, so it's like an architect. He'll come in, make the layout, the floor plan. We measure, like, the roughing where the toilet needs to be, how big the vanity is, what we want for the shower top, the niche. And then from there, I'll work with the client saying, like, please send me your vanity selection. It's a 30-inch vanity. And they send me that. I log it, and then it goes in the estimate. It's logged in there. And then we basically say, all right, we need it then. We need the vanity 2 weeks. It's going to take a week to get. We'll try to basically schedule it so it shows up it needs to be.
Yeah.
Or I'll take them and store them on site. So it's keeping track of all the equipment, like the big materials is the big thing.
And where are you buying these materials? From Home Depot, or are there certain?
So Home Depot, I buy, like, some lumber from. I have a lumber yard I buy stuff from.
Okay.
Vanities, a lot of them come from, like nice vanity stores. You can have a custom cabinet company do it, or say you can buy them off of, like, I don't know, Home Depot. Like, you buy them anywhere.
Okay.
So it depends what you're buying. Like, a lot of the plumbing fixtures I like to buy from McFerguson. They're like a plumbing supply house.
Okay.
Because then you know it's all mass code compliant.
Got it.
So it's I've learned that too. You get it, like, careful, like, what materials you buy, because it has to be code compliant in a sense, like for plumbing.
Yeah. So what would be an example? Like, what would be something that's not code compliant?
You buy a tub at Home Depot that's not code compliant, and basically they have a list on, like, the Mass website. If it's not on that list, you can't use it. So, like, I bought all that stuff at Ferguson. So, like, a big thing too is, like, when I buy materials, I want to know how it's getting to the site.
Yeah.
So if I buy it like a vendor that's, like, local, they send it out in a van, so I can schedule what time it gets there. They bring it on site. Whereas this Home Depot, guy pulls up and throws my package out the door, and it's sitting on the sidewalk. It's stolen. So I like to kind of control all the aspects.
Makes sense. And in terms of the code of it, I'm sorry, like a bathtub, what would be an example of a code? Like the material it's made out of?
No, so, like, maybe it doesn't have an overflow drain, or it's just, like, I don't know, it might just be a little bit of, like, mass trying to get more money off stuff, basically having that material be on that list, but it's just, I'm sure you can install a tub, no one's gonna notice, but from a liability standpoint, I don't want to rip that tub out.
That makes
At
sense.
the final inspection, it's not the code.
Yeah, and then that's probably a cost on you.
Yeah, exactly. So a big thing is, like, making sure everything is proper.
Yeah.
Good.
And then could you run us through, like, the typical sequence of, let's say, this project or ground up? Like, what subs coming first? Are the subs working together? Like, how does that all? What's the sequence of?
So say like we're in a gut run, and I'll explain
Yeah.
that. So like we basically came, we applied for a demo permit. The owner had to go through all sorts of stuff to get like basically the permit going, the drawings, basically. So they have to go through a process as well, zoning board of appeals, stuff like that.
And is that through the town or the
That's
city
through the
that you're
town.
working in? Okay.
This one I don't believe had to because it's by right. We're not changing much.
Okay.
So we had to go through like getting the building permit. It took 4 weeks. So essentially, we got a demo permit. You have your plumber and electrician come out. They cap the water. They cap all of the electricity. They basically cap at the panel, so there's no liability with like demo guy grabbing something that's live and get shot.
Yeah.
Demo company comes in. They rip all the drywall out. They rip the insulation. Take the flooring out. I guess I should have started before that's all done. You have to do an ACM survey, which is an asbestos survey. So you have a testing company come in. They pull samples, like typically, like you find asbestos in a lot of these old homes in the flooring. It's like blue mastic. It's black. So you'll find it like under floors. You might find like some drywall has some. The insulation. It could really be anywhere. A lot of times, like old buildings have asbestos siding. So you do that survey.
Wait, before, why do a lot of old buildings have asbestos?
They used to use it as a product. It got outlawed, I think, in like the 70s.
What's its benefit?
Asbestos?
Yeah.
I'm not even quite sure what the benefit was. I think it was cheap to manufacture.
Got it. And then they found out that it was bad for people.
Yeah, it gives people cancer, essentially.
Okay.
So you do the, you gotta have that survey when you go to get your building department, permit. So it's also liability on you. I mean, if, say the mass like DEP shows up, like the building department, and ripping asbestos out, you're gonna get fined and they're gonna shut the project down. So it's not ideal to have that done. So you start demo after the ACM work is done, if there's any needed, and then from demo, you have your building permit in hand. You start interior framing, so you basically come in, start doing your structural work. You basically go floor by floor by floor, and then once the framing's done, you get your windows framed out. I'll have the siding all stripped. Kind of get your new sheathing if it's needed on. Get the building watertight to like Tyvek or whatever you're using, and then from there get your windows installed. Calling your MEP trades to start doing the roughing. And that's kind of where the site gets busy.
Yeah. MEP. What does MEP stand
Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing.
Yeah.
So you get your crews on like site, right? So you basically, I do a walkthrough before we start. I map everything out, where the light switches go, where the lights go, what heights we're putting the plumbing fixtures at, what our ductwork runs look at. So an existing building is a lot of stuff that's unforeseen. A lot of these projects, like you don't have MEP plans, you're kind of designing it, design build as you go. So like, first thing I do is I bring the HVAC vendor and we say, hey, like, what are we gonna do for a duct run? He's like, we found on this floor, so each floor has its own heat pump, and we're gonna have an air handler in there. So our air handler is gonna be in that bathroom, off the ceiling with an access panel. It's gonna come out, run along this perimeter, this wall for the hallway inside. So it's gonna go through these closets, and we're gonna basically frame out soffits that go around the master bedroom, so the pull get in there. So the big thing is like, how do you bring air to the rooms? How do you basically do it so it doesn't look terrible in design, but it's basically a good layout and works well with the system.
Yeah.
Then you do like your plumbing walk. What do we do in this shower? What do we want the drain to be? Like I was telling you, like that master bathroom, we have a curbless shower, so we get dropped the floor a little bit. Where's the pitch going to be for the basically water to get to that drain? Where are we putting the drain? What size drain do we need? So you kind of walk through and do all the due diligence before we start.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it gets going, it's HVAC's guys calling telling me the plumber vent line is in his way, or the electrician's telling me that someone cut his wire.
Yeah.
He can't put this there because there's not enough room. So a lot of the guys are good and work with each other. The big thing is just checking where everything goes, basically doing your due diligence before you like basically go to call for the inspection. Or we don't want to close up the walls and have issues, so it has to be properly done and
That
checked.
makes sense. And is there a reason why you go HVAC, plumbing, and electrical in terms of?
So I try to have HVAC and plumbing start around the same time as each other. HVAC's up in the ceiling, they gotta run through. They have a little bit less like flexibility where they're going versus a plumber like maybe moves his vent line over, maybe it gets moved over. Electrical has the most flexibility,
Okay.
so that's really why.
That makes sense. And then all those three MEPs are all done. I'm assuming somebody comes in and inspects it all.
Yes, then you have the building department here. So you have first the
It's called
MEP.
roughing?
Yes, it's your rough inspections. Your MEP trades have it. And then the building inspector comes. He checks all the framing with you. He checks all how the MEP roughing looks. Look at your fireproofing. And then from there, you get the pass on that, or they ask you to fix some stuff. I usually get a pass. Typically, they don't ask you. Typically, when you're at the point where you check yourself, so you know if everything's good.
Yeah.
From there, you do your installations. You bring your crews in for that. Then you have to have an installation inspection. So the building department now comes through, checks all the walls, how the installation looks. You do a blow test for your HERS rater. Basically, make sure it's basically like your energy efficient rating.
Okay.
So they basically do a blow test to make sure like your building's sealed up well.
Okay.
You have that, you're gonna pass at the end for the HERS test. From there, you start your finishes. So you bring in your sheetrock guys. They come in, they hang board in here for a week. Then they start their plaster. Go through, do the plaster finish on the walls, and then from there, you're basically doing prime coat. You get you get your door frames in. You come in, bring the painter and do a prime coat. Start doing basically. Bring the floor guy in, start doing floors, start doing trim, bring in like millwork, cabinets when the floors are done, have your MEP crews come in, tile starting. So kind of, there's a good sequencing. Like typically like my tile guy comes in and preps the walls.
Okay.
At the same time the guys are hanging sheetrock, because I don't want like basically them to hang sheetrock over part of where the shower is and vice versa. So
Yeah.
basically get like a system down of how you basically do it as quick as possible.
You're like the head football coach, and you got all these different players.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just trying to move them around.
Yeah, it's all it can be a little hectic at times. It's just trying to create a schedule that works well for everyone.
Yeah. And we kind of touched on this before we started filming, but do you typically use the same subs, or like what is that whole process look like?
So it's always hard working with new subs. So I've jumbled around with a lot of different subs. So I have a pretty good crew now. I have guys I like. A lot of it determines on like how much money you've carried, right? Like I might go on a project that's fixed costs and say, all right, I carried 30 grand for framing. Someone's at 40, someone's at 35, someone's at 30. So it's really who I want to work with. It depends on the job and who I'm working for. So it depends on like the quality level. It depends if it's like a cost plus job, so you have a little more flexibility with like who you're hiring, as it's all open invoicing.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends like really who you're using. I have a good group of guys I like working with. I
Okay.
try to just use those same guys.
Nice.
Sometimes I have a new sub, sometimes they're great, other times they're headaches. It's all a liability.
Yeah.
to people.
No, it makes sense. And given all, like you're working in the residential sphere, and I've been hearing things of the greater market of real estate, how construction's so expensive, especially with residential. What are you seeing as boots on the ground?
So-
Like, where's the cost?
So construction's expensive. After COVID, all the prices went up. Like I know commercial has been, a little slower.
Yeah.
Residential has been definitely slower over the last few years than it obviously was. It's getting a little bit more busy now. I'm finding a lot of like smaller projects have been a lot more busy. The bigger projects are here and there. They're definitely still there. And if you walk down any street, like say you go to South Boston, every road probably has a nice bigger project on it. There's definitely people still pulling permits and doing a lot of work. The problem is in Boston and around Boston, it's so hard to get a permit. Like, say someone goes and buys a house they want to develop, it's going to take them 10 months to a year to get that all approved and sorted after. So it's basically, from there, I got to put the building permit in.
Yeah.
That could take anywhere from 45 to 60 days. I was trying to get a permit. I just got released in South Boston. I applied originally being in November. And I just got the permit release of last week.
Wow.
So that was like a long process.
Why is it so long?
Just everyone's, I don't know, it's a little slow moving down at ISD. It's just like, you go from one step to the next, right? So you submit the permit, it has to go through like the admin cycle, so that takes a week. From there, it goes to the building reviewer. That's 30 days minimum. Might be 45. Then you gotta go to fire review for something. That takes a while. Or you go to Boston Water and Sewer with it. That might take 2-3 weeks. So it's just a slow process. This Newton's been great to work at. This permit took 4 weeks, which is good. The new construction one, granted they had to do some back end stuff before, which I'm sure took a little while, but I got the demo permit in 2 weeks, and I got the building permit 2 weeks after. So that was pretty smooth.
Yeah. And going back to your comment where you said if, like hypothetically, if I were to go and buy a house in South Boston and I wanted to develop it, it would take me 10 months to get.
Give or take, because you gotta get the drawings and you go through zoning, they deny you at zoning, you gotta go through like neighborhood hearings. I'm not quite sure in the whole process, I've never done it myself. I only hear bits and pieces, but it's definitely a slow process.
So you got to be in it for the long haul, because then you bought that and you just got to be able to be like capitalized. And
Yeah,
strong.
so like a lot of guys say like they own the place or they're buying a place that has tenants in it.
Yeah.
You just have the tenants living there while you're doing it, say your building permit, then you start.
That
But a
makes
lot of
sense.
places you buy, say, are vacant. You're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, and being in this industry, boots on the ground, who do you see are the ones buying up properties? Is it large developments? Is it individuals?
No, a lot of it's like, well, it's a mix, right? You have a lot of developers, self-performed developers. They buy a lot of stuff. You have a lot, just like medium-sized developers, like I don't know, smaller companies that do it. It's all really a mix. You might have some realtors doing stuff. It's all a mix of people. In the smaller stuff, you don't really see big companies doing it.
Okay.
Not like a WS Development's not going to go buy a 3-family guy. So it's a lot of like smaller guys that are doing it.
Nice. And how does one get into the mix?
You gotta, I don't know, learn how to do it. You gotta know your numbers. You gotta kind of say like, you gotta know the construction costs. It's difficult. You gotta know the sellout. Say you start small with it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I go buy a four-unit building and try to go develop it myself. I probably start something small, like a single family like flip or something.
Got it.
Something that's a little bit more easy to get a loan for and easy to kind of control.
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about the construction side of it at all.
Hey, he's the pro.
Yeah, just like where's the money coming from? What is your like risk level you want to take is a big part.
And where do you think the up and coming neighborhoods for potential construction opportunity are?
I think Dorchester's great.
Okay.
A lot of guys have been working East Boston. East is good. A lot of people want to live there. Like Dorchester. Dorchester's definitely very up and coming in areas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, I'd say Dorchester would be a good one.
That's Nick's pick right there. That's the next Southie, you think, or?
I don't know about Southie. It's kind of different. It's a little more like, it's like very like neighborhoods. Like you saw the thing they're trying to build like UMass Boston.
No.
They're trying to build like some that area. They're trying to build some high-rise buildings down there. That whole Dot Ave itself.
Is that national development or?
I don't know who's doing it. I saw the renderings on it. Looked pretty cool.
There's a couple massive projects down, like where the Gillette headquarters is.
There's some bigger stuff down there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like Boston's good in a sense for like development, but it's hard to get moving with it. It's definitely a slower pace.
That makes sense. And where do you it seems like the snowball, like you use that analogy, it's rolling down the hill and it's starting to pick up some steam. Where do you foresee you being in like a year from now, 2 years from now? What would be your goals?
I'm gonna keep going how I've been kind of going and slowly trying to build my business with more processes. Just basically trying to get in there and systematize everything. Basically, like an SOP, like standard operating procedure for everything. Like basically checklists. Like I have someone come out and look at stuff. So I'm trying to get to the point where I'm less in the field, less involved in the projects, more like a general outlook.
Okay.
So basically having like guys you can trust checking on the project. Basically having guys basically looking into like when the materials are coming, like not so much cost tracking. I'll probably have a little bit more of a role in that, but I want to look into like building the business more than being in the business.
Yeah.
But that won't be a year or two. That's a long, probably 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
Just trying to build up like what projects I like doing, what projects I want. Like I'm having fun with these single families, probably try to get more into that.
Yeah.
Try to get in the suburbs a little more. It's a little easier to work in.
And what are your thoughts on using social media for marketing? Because I see you're out. If you haven't checked out his Instagram, but he's making some really good reels, and it looks like you're gaining some traction on Instagram.
Instagram's great, so I get a lot of leads off Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly, yeah. They go to my website, fill stuff out. It's like a boost a post. I tried Facebook. Leads weren't great. It was a lot of people kind of like not even really serious, just kind of trying to get into it.
Yeah.
Instagram's good because you kind of have your brand. You really want to build the brand on Instagram, saying like, this is what we do. This is kind of showing behind the scenes. This is like our team. So I'm trying to build that up. It's just like a good way of people, like prospective clients, say, hey, this guy's pretty active. He's doing a lot of projects. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Their work's clean, nice quality. That's kind of what we do with Instagram.
Yeah. And everyone's on their phones all the time, so
All the time,
it's a good way to just get free marketing right to people's.
Cell phone. Exactly. It's good for referrals too. Like I might have a realtor who follows me and says, "Oh, like I have a client who needs to build this. Could you help us like figure out what it costs?" Or
Yeah.
maybe like a developer following me. "Oh, like I really like what you did with this project. You want to take a look at this project for me?"
Nice. And when people reach out to you like that, is there typically a bid process, or when you give your pricing, are they just awarding you the job?
So what I do is with like, say someone calls me to look at like a full single family like gut rental, right? So I go out and look at it and I give them like a rough price. I call that a opinion of probable cost.
Okay.
So it's basically just a rough estimate. It might be like rough like scopes, like plumbing costs this, like HVAC. It's like a budget basically. If it's a bathroom or something smaller, I'll break it down to more numbers. And I'll kind of just like explain like our process. So we do the opinion of probable cost, and then if we want to move forward, we can move into a pre-construction agreement, which is basically I get a deposit from them. It's like a fee for doing the pre-construction. So basically like pre-construction, building out that estimate. So pre-construction includes scope of work, the estimate, the schedule, all the material selections. If there's an architect or engineer, we do value adds. We work with them in building out the project. I give it at the end, basically give this document to the client if they want to move forward, and they sign the construction agreement. I'll give them the fee back at the end of the project. If they don't, they're not interested, they find another quote for cheaper or something, it just covers our time. I might spend 40, 60 hours on a project before it starts.
Wow, that's crazy. Dan, you got a lot of good insight.
Yeah, so the pre-construction is just basically like, I want to see that the person's like serious in the project. I don't want to spend 40, 60 hours working for someone for free.
That makes sense.
Because I'm happy to work with people, it's just I can't spend the time in my business on it if they're not going to move forward.
Yeah.
Or if my time's not covered.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like that too. They understand, see we're serious, we have a process.
Yeah.
From there, we move into permitting and start on the project.
Man, you got it. It's really cool to see, and just being in one of the physical projects right now. Like I texted Nick, I was like, "Hey, is there a project?" This is exactly what I envisioned. So hopefully at home you can see like the framing is just done in this gut renovation, and Nick is behind that with his team, which is super cool to see. And he's just doing a lot of big things. Do you have any tips or recommendations for somebody that A, wants to start their own thing? Or B, like, what advice would you give for somebody that's aspiring to start their own thing?
I guess if you know what you want to do eventually, I'd look at like getting a job in the industry. I wouldn't just quit your job and start a company. I'd slowly start to build a company while working somewhere else. Like, there's no shame in having like a side hustle. Like, you know, maybe your company doesn't like it, but like, it's not like it's not allowed. I mean, a lot of people should have side hustles. It's a good way to build the business. So like, definitely start working at another company and start at nights and stuff like that. Really make sure you find something you're interested in. You know, I love fishing. I wouldn't start a business in fishing. Construction's cool because I enjoy the process, the planning of it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a good fit for me. Like, it all really depends what business you want to be in. Like, you could go and start like an Amazon business selling stuff. I'm sure that's not rocket science. So like, figuring out like different businesses, like some are easier than others. It's really kind of figure out what you want to do and make a plan of how you're going to get there. Yeah. You don't get anywhere without a plan or a map.
And did you have any mentors, or you mentioned that podcasts, like?
So I have a lot of people like I can ask questions to. They're kind of like mentors. Like it really depends. So like a big part of it is like listening. Like I try to learn a lot, so I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Any recommendations on podcasts?
Construction-wise?
And yeah, just in general, construction, life, maybe. I
like the Brad Lee podcast. It's pretty good. Dropping Bombs. That's cool because he always talks to different people. A lot of them are business owners. You kind of hear how they do stuff. I like business podcasts.
Okay.
Primarily. I listen to a lot of like contractor ones. Like it's interviewing different like builders and stuff and how they build their businesses. So I like stuff like that.
Okay.
It all really depends. What I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I'll do like a lot of searching and stuff like how do I create like pre-construction, right? Might like find like a podcast that focuses on like remodelers, says like their like whole like process of pre-construction, and like learning about marketing, like listen like some marketing podcasts, like what's that guy's name? Hormozy.
Oh yeah, Alex Hormozy.
Alex Hormozy. I listen to him a little bit. So there's a lot of like guys like the Andy Frisell, the old MCO podcast.
Yeah.
It's about starting business. That podcast is great.
Nice.
A lot of different stuff like that.
I love it. Dude, and then you kind of, this is more so off topic, but fishing. Do you have any good fishing stories? Because you're from...
Yeah, so I used to do a lot of fishing. I don't do as much now because I'm pretty busy. I don't really have any good, great stories with it. It's always, I don't know, it's always an experience going fishing.
I mean, what's your most prized possession in terms of a catch?
I caught a big striper one time. It was like 45 pounds.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool because like trying all summer, not getting like... It's hard because you get like fishing is like a whole nother thing. You got to learn like fish are finicky, right? Like what are you using for line? What are you using for bait? Are they eating that bait? Where are you finding the bait? where are you going? What's the tide look like? So like striper fishing is kind of a thing. Like I don't know, I did it probably a whole summer. I didn't catch one. And I've been doing it since I was a kid. So you start building off it. So like trying to get that big like striper is like tough to get. Trying to find something.
What's the secret sauce for stripers? What you like? Chum the water and then.
No, you get like live mackerel, live eels, throw them in the rocks, get the right tide going. Like I like when I'm fishing off the boat, like a basically incoming tide because the line's slack. So you basically have that, you know where the bait is at all times.
Got it.
It's all about the spots. I mean, you got me into it.
Yeah. Don't you go out for hours on end though?
Yeah, you typically do. Like I had a friend who has a boat, goes to canyons. Like I've been out there for a couple of days. That's like a whole nother ballgame. It's a long trip. You're out 100 miles. Like that's another world out there.
Have you run into like any weather when you're out on these long trips?
We've come back and it's been rough. Yeah, I mean you run into it. It's boating.
Yeah, I just think about all like the Gloucester tuna fishermen and like the perfect storm. That's all based out of
some of those guys are crazy.
Really?
About it. Yeah, I got a friend who runs a charter boat. I mean, he sent me videos. He's out there like striper fishing, like 5 footers. People like look horrified in the back of the boat, but I mean, they all want to go.
Holy cow! All right, well, we covered a lot there.
We did.
Do you have any last insight that you want to tell the audience at home about Nick? Or
no, I don't really have anything else.
Okay.
That's about it.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed. That was awesome. Nick just provided a ton of insight. You want to tell them where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, so Instagram at CZ Construction Management.
There we go. And if you need a project specifically for renovations on homes, if ground up construction, full gut renos, your kitchen, your bathroom.
Yeah, feel free to reach out.
Yeah. So thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you. It was
Let's
good.
go.